What I'm really concerned about in this video is whether or not I should put a laugh track or give you guys a free will to laugh whenever you please. That and if this is offensive.
What is this?
Today's video! I like comedy. I like it a lot. Comedy's my thing. It's my jam. For a while, like, some people were like, oh, you should do some stand-up. I was like, yeah, I would love to, but like, I'm terrified of like public speech. I'm just like paralyzed at the thought of doing it. But I want to do it. And then, a little while back, I came up with what I thought would be the title of my 1 hour special if I ever could do a 1 hour special. That got me really excited, and every once in a while, like, I'll write notes of like a joke I have and never really fan it out, but it's there and like the gist of it. I don't think I can just go somewhere and be like, hey, I have an hour, let me do this for you. I've never done this before in my life. I don't really know how to do it. I decided, hey, I'm gonna do my hour special right here, but in parts, like in bits and pieces. That's what you're getting the first part today. So if you like jokes, or what I think are jokes, maybe they're not even jokes. You're just me being a complete asshole. You like jokes about sex and race and celebrities and politics and drinking and me and stuff, then this is probably going to be for you. Oh, and the title of my special is White Privilege. If you're still here, great. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, weighing in at a weight she's very comfortable with, but not comfortable enough to let me share with you. That sounds like quite the paradox. She's full of shit. Chandra, more. Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Bob, you prick. Guys, what's up? Oh my gosh, your applause is deafening. I can't even hear it anymore. Stop. Thank you so much for tuning into my special. Let's get this white elephant out of the room right now. A lot of you are probably very confused at the title of this, White Privilege, because clearly I'm not clear. Spoiler alert, I'm black. Don't tell anybody who hasn't seen this yet, because I want them to be surprised. I don't want them to know what they're getting into. But yeah, I'm black. Title's called White Privilege. Let's break that down. I realized that I have been privileged, basically, my entire life. And now you're probably like, how do you know, Chandra? How do you know you've been privileged your entire life? Well, I grew up in a town and went to a school where there were 26 Britneys. 26. We had Britney A, Britney B, Britney C, all the way to Britney Z. I was friends with 25 of them. Britney Q, she's a real bitch and she knows what she did. So, when you are in an environment like that, your environment isn't like one from Dangerous Minds or Freedom Writers or Lean on Me or Stand and Deliver or all those like inner city Michelle Pfeiffer type movies. Your environment is one where your books are required to be covered at all times. And if they're not covered, you're going to get points off your final grade at the end of the marking period. That's how I know I was privileged. And so, for a time now, all this stuff about white privilege is coming up and what white privilege is and how people have it. And I was like, well, I'm privileged. But once again, spoiler alert, I'm not white, I'm black. So then I was like, okay, maybe there's something called black privilege. So I tried to find it. I tried to look onto Black Twitter, because that's a thing that I have never been invited to, and that kind of hurts. That's a different thing. But I looked, and I wanted to compare black privilege to white privilege. And this is what I found for black privilege. Black privilege is being innately good at basketball. No, not good. Not good at basketball. I spent 4 years of high school on the bench shouting across the court to my friends who were watching the game, just having a good time. I had my own cheer, and I would make the cheerleaders do my cheer while I was on the bench. They did, because one of my friends was on the team. She was captain. White privilege is not being afraid of getting pulled over because of the color of your skin. I've never been afraid. I'm the normal amount afraid where I'm not doing anything wrong, but I'm gonna get pulled over anyway. Just typical, it's never because, oh my god, I'm black, they're gonna pull me over. And I've been driving for over 15 years now, and I have only been pulled over once, and that was when I was 17. I had just got my license. Coincidentally, fun story, Brittany S was in my passenger seat. when this happened. And that's true. And you can ask her. You're not going to ask her because you don't know her. You're too good for her. Anyway, she's too good for you. Britt, you're not watching this, but yeah, Britt S is too good for you. So yeah, I got pulled over. I was doing 15 to 25, and I could have had, like, I don't even know how expensive that ticket would have been. My mom's insurance would have gone up, but he got points on the insurance. But he let me go with a warning. He's like, you gotta slow down. And he just gave me a $44 ticket I gave him my expired insurance card instead of my new one. Another black privilege thing. We just know how to dance. People of color they're very good dancers. What is the definition of very good dancer? Because, I would feel most content and happiest if I'm in a dancing arena area type of thing to go like this. And this is not a joke. I really feel good doing this. But because of stereotypes and who I am as a person of color, I can't do that. I have to be good. So I have to like bump up with my butt and like feel this guy's boner. And then I have to have anal with all these guys because they're like, oh, she wants it. And I don't because I hate anal. I think it's horrible. So, it's, yeah. And then white privilege. White privilege is being able to wear a hoodie and go outside and not worry about getting shot by a police officer. I have exclusively worn hoodies from the ages of 14 and 23. That's all I wore. It was like my comfort. It was like I felt good in it. And I'm not a small, tiny little girl, I'm like big boned and I kind of walk weird. So like if I have a hoodie on and I put my hood up, sometimes I look like a guy. And it wasn't, I was never fearful of me looking like a guy thinking, oh my God, I'm going to get shot because I look like a black guy. No, I was fearful that I was never going to find love because the guys thought I was a guy. So it went on like that for a while, like white and black, and I was trying to figure it out. And by using math and science and every other thing that boys are better at than girls, I tallied it up and figured out, I have more experience that I can relate to with white privilege than I do black privilege, hence I have white privilege. And I think maybe some of you are offended by that right now, but, you can't blame me for this, If you want to blame someone, blame my 84-year-old Dutch mom, all right? Blame her. She's the one who lived in Holland through the Holocaust, married a black guy, moved to America in the 1950s, went through all this kind of racism, and, I turned out like this, okay? Don't blame me for this, okay? Don't blame me for the sins of my mother. I'm not going to deal with it. Oh God, I hope my mom never sees this. Oh God, but yeah, getting shot, dude. Oh gosh. It's not like it used to be in the old days where you didn't, a collective of us didn't have to wake up fearful of that. And I remember being young, like 12 or 13, and thinking and telling my friends, like, yo, if somebody pulled a gun on us, I would totally take a bullet for you. Like, I'd rather die than me. Like, I would want you alive, and I would want to be a hero and a martyr, and stuff like that. And, this was at the time when, like, Columbine just happened, so I think subconsciously I was kind of like, this is like a one, and this is never going to happen again, so I can say this. I think that's what I was thinking subconsciously now looking back. Because looking back now at who I was, who I am, I was a fucking bullshitter at 12 or 13. I would have never done that. If that happened, no way. I'd be like, peace out, hope I see you at lunch. Like, that's what I would do. And, I think I would do that today, too. And I know it, I would, because I'm in a fight or flight situation. I'm flight all the way. Even if I wanted to be fight, I couldn't be fight. I'd be flight. And I'm selfish. I'm a selfish person. And I just have a really low tolerance for pain. Really low. So getting shot, it would not work out for me at all. Like, I can't. I do. I wish, though, I do at times wish I was selfless and I could take a bullet for my friends, but I can't. And I kind of relate it to, I want to, but I can't. So it's kind of like I want to have a house with a huge backyard and an infinity pool overlooking the entire Los Angeles area, but I can't. It's basically the same thing, you know? So, yeah, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I love my friends though. God, I wish. I love them. I have these 3 friends I've had since middle school, you know, and we're still friends to this day. And we've been all middle school, high school, college, you know, weird 20s and now, and, you know, I had my first sip of alcohol ever with them in my friend's basement. We shared half a Budweiser. We were 12, 13, and it's like 6th grade. 6th grade, yeah. And now we're 30 and 31. 2 of them are happily married. One of them has 3 kids. The other one just had her first child a few days ago. The other one is in a really happy, healthy, committed relationship with this awesome guy who, according to my mom, is a 9+. She does not stop saying that to me. I don't know that he's not a 9, he's not a 10, but he's a 9+. Nobody knows what the plus is for. Nobody except her. And, you know, it's great to see, like, we all turned out decent, you know? We're happy, we're fulfilled, we're successful. Sure, I'm not married. I don't have any kids. I'm not in a happy, healthy, committed relationship. But I did go to the doctor the other day. I did, and that's a big thing for me. That makes me feel adult and successful. Like, you know, I contributed to society. So it's huge. And I went. And you know how the doctor's always like, how many drinks per week do you have? I said 3. And he looked at me, shocked, yet proud. And he's like, wow. He's like, wow, you've really cut down. And then I looked at him, shocked and offended. I was like, what? I don't think, no, I mean, I know it's been 3 years since I've been here. But, and then I started thinking about it. Last time I was there, I was in my 20s. Now I'm 31. So I was like, maybe I did. I can't remember. It was all one big blackout, but cool. All right, cool. I did something good. 3 drinks. I have a case during the week, and then I have 2 bottles on the weekend, and if it's a 3-day weekend, I will have a 3rd bottle. So sometimes it's 4 drinks. And I told him this, and then he looked at me, shocked and terrified and worried. And then now I have all these pamphlets on like rehab and alcoholism and what is cirrhosis of the liver. So, you know, at this moment in time, like this exact moment, thinking about that, I would take a bullet for a friend right now at this moment. Yeah. So there you have it. Thanks for tuning in. I feel like the title of this video is very misleading. Like I feel like people are gonna come to it and be like, stand up with Chandra against white privilege. But it's really like, stand up. Chandra, white privilege. I have it. I don't know why it keeps bothering me that I think this is like super offensive. PC has gotten into me. And I asked 2 of my friends too, I was like, what do you think if I talked about, you know, white privilege and kind of how like I have it? One of them wrote me a long message back that I took for yes. I didn't really read it. And then the other one said, oh, you mean like you have white privilege and like you're black, so like you're gonna age really well? So I took that as a yes too. So if you are offended by this, let me know and I will give you their cell phone numbers and their email addresses so you can blame them and yell at them, and also my mom. Because I think she's in there too. Testing. This isn't plugged in. I feel good about it. Do I feel good? Do I? And I can do it in the way that I want to do it. So there might be jump cuts, there might not be jump cuts. I don't know. I just really like jump cuts. I don't know.